got involved in the real estate business, ultimately I say it was the hand of God. But the natural circumstances where I went looking for a house, and the gentleman that I had set up an appointment with stood me up twice. And on the third time, most people gave up after the second time, probably figured maybe it wasn't for them. On the third time, when I went to his office, he stood me up again, but there was another gentleman there by the name of George, who, after talking with him and helping us look for a house, ultimately he said, "Why don't I get involved in real estate and help him out?" And that was 20 some odd years ago. And first I started part time, and as working part time, I was making more money than I was making on my full time job just working part time. And I realized the opportunity, and I just kept going and kept going, and then I wound up taking leave of absence from the bakery job, and turns out that by the time they called me back, since I had went and started working full time in real estate, at that point I was really crushing it, and I was like, I would never go back there. And I said, thanks but no thanks. I'm going to continue on this journey in real estate, and that's where even part of the concept of life transforming wealth, because it made me realize that now what I used to go to work for every week, now I have people that I pay more than that every week myself. But it would have been something that would have never been possible, if you will, if I hadn't walked into an arena where it was you set your own bar versus someone sets the bar for you. So, I mean, again, I tell everyone that I believe that it's everybody's God-given right to own real estate.
And you didn't stop with rejection off your first two times. You kept going because you knew that something was going to come out of it. Because, like you said, you could have stopped for your
Yeah,
first two times.
I could have let that discourage me, and most people do get discouraged fast. When things don't seem to go immediately the way they expect it to go, they get discouraged and stop. And that's a trick of also like that's like being complacent. I was just telling some of the guys today that that work for me. I said, listen, giving 90% is not good enough. If you ever watch any good racer, once they cross the finish line, they're still running at full speed. They slow down after they pass the finish line. So we need to be giving everything 110%. 90% is not good enough unless you just want people to see that you got close to the finish line. But those who really win, they run across the finish line.